Hey guys, it is me again, coming to you once again from downtown Dry Fork, Kentucky. This is Saturday, October the 2nd, 2010. Day 275, I think, on a Project Jesus 365. You notice I said, guys, Dry Fork, Kentucky. That's actually what the little, I guess, neighborhood or area. Well, I don't know. Some people kind of consider this Dry Fork, they call it. Some people consider this Whitesburg. We're actually in the city limits of Whitesburg, uh, but we just now got in the city limits. My house is actually about a half of a mile from the actual city limits of Whitesburg, what it used to be. And back then, they kind of called this Dry Fork, or that's what we've always called it. There's a little section probably starting a quarter mile from my house is actually is what they consider Dry Fork. So some people consider this Dry Fork, some people don't, but either which way it is, that's where I'm at. Whether you want to call it Dry Fork or Whitesburg or excuse me guys, whatever. Don't know if you can tell by the TV. Well, actually it's on a commercial, but of course got it on the Food Network. But Iron Chef America's on, and I'll be honest, guys, I don't care a lot about Iron Chef. I'll watch it every now and then, you know, especially if they're having, like a pretty cool secret ingredient or something. But a lot of times they have this weird stuff that I don't like. Like it'll be like secret ingredient is caviar or snails or just or cow tongue or just something odd that kind of more like the in line with the original Iron Chef, that they filmed in Japan. Uh, it was always nasty stuff that they fixed. So, but anyway, like I said, I watch it every now and then, but it's really not one of my favorite shows. Most of the time when it's on, I don't watch it. Like a lot of the Food Network shows, like Diners, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives is probably my favorite show. The only thing I don't like about it, probably 10 or 15 pounds of my weight that I got on me that I'm overweight is due to that show, probably because it always comes on usually the evenings late at night, and it always makes me hungry because some of the stuff they show on there, some of these places makes, it's just unbelievably good looking food and makes me hungry, so I go find something to eat. So yeah, I know you guys would never do nothing like that, but I do. So let's see what else, guys. Had a pretty good day today. Sure have. I got to hang out with a friend that I've not got to spend much time with lately. There for a long time. I spent every day with him, pretty much, and kind of since I took the church over, and he's become a school teacher, and he comes home a lot of the evenings now and takes him a nap. So between his naps and my church stuff, and I've not got to hang out with him much lately like I was, so it was kind of nice to go. I actually went with him to his daughter's a cheerleader for Pee Wee football. She's a Pee Wee football cheerleader, and we went to a game and watched her cheer, and he was actually in Virginia. And then we ran on over there and got some good barbecue. There's a guy on the side of the road that sells it out of a truck, and it's some of the best barbecue I've ever ate, if not the best. We got pulled pork sandwiches, and I got baked beans, and it was awesome. I mean, it was really, really good. I'd actually been hearing people talk about this guy all summer. He's been set up over here in Virginia there all summer selling it, and I got some friends that work over there and things, and was saying that they'd eat it and said it was awesome. And it is. It's my pulled pork turned out all right. but now it's not even in the neighborhood of this guy's pulled pork. I mean, it's just unreal. And his baked beans, big huge chunks of the pork in there with the baked beans. It was good. And so when we got done eating, had to eat in the truck, because he don't have anywhere to eat there. We just had to hop back in the truck and eat, but that's fine with me, as long as it's good food. And so we went to the closest place to me to buy a suit. I live in a little podunk town, and we don't have anywhere here to buy a suit. Walmart don't sell stuff like that. You can't go in and get a nice suit at Walmart. And so we had to go to Belk. And I don't know if Belk is a national. I mean, I know it's a chain, but I don't know if they're everywhere in the United States or not. But it used to be called Parks Belk. Now I think they just call it Belk. But that's where we went. And I bought me a new suit for church because I got tired of Mom getting on to me every Sunday for wearing the same old suit. I guess she knew that I had money. I had opportunities and had money, to buy a suit, and I just hadn't done it yet. So she was getting on to me. So we went over there while we was, in Virginia, and bought me a pretty nice suit. Bought a gray one with a suit I've been wearing is black, but a black pinstripe, black little gray stripes or white stripes. Don't know really what color they are, but they're so small you barely can't see them. That's the reason I'm not colorblind or anything. They're so small you barely can't see them. But so I bought me a gray suit and got me a burgundy shirt, a black tie to go with it. So ought to be ready to go in the morning if it all fits me. I hope it does. I actually did try it on, but not all the way on, if you know what I'm talking about. Just kind of threw it all on. So, but yeah, guys, had a good day. Went to pick my gun up, and the gun store was closing early, so I didn't get to get it. My SIG P238, my other one that I'm buying. So anyway, guys, I guess I've already jibber jabbered too long. I'll tell you that, guys. That's the only thing I don't like about this new webcam is, before, if I got in a jibber jabbery mood, it didn't matter. I could make a 15-minute video and it really didn't matter. But now, if I make anything over 10 minutes, really, it just takes forever to upload, with this higher quality. Anything up to 10 minutes is not real bad. But anything over 10, just the megabytes just go up dramatically from there, and it takes forever to upload. So, but I guess that's enough jibber jabber for tonight anyway. Pray for me, guys. Pray for me at church tomorrow. Heard a song today on the radio talking about who God was. I don't even remember what the song now, but it was kind of talking about the different aspects of God. But kind of gave me the idea to preach on. I mean, I'm guessing. I tell you what, guys, I always do this. I get an idea like that, I run with it, and if the Lord wants me to do it, if it's coming from the Lord, then He lets me do it. If not, before I get up and preach tomorrow, He will tell me different. I mean, He's done it to me before. I've had pages, everything marked out, sermon ready to go, and literally been in the church singing or getting ready to get up and preach, and Him tell me, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to do this, and I've done it. I'll just go off the cuff, so to speak, no notes, no preparation. I'll just dive in there, and usually those are some of the best sermons I've preached. But anyway, I'm going to preach on the different names of God. The many different names of God and what they mean, and what we can learn from the different names of God. So I think it'll be a pretty good sermon. It'll be a little bit interesting sermon. It'll be a little bit funner. Just give the people something a little bit interesting. So anyway, guys, I am going to have to get to this now, because this video is already way too long. But like I said, pray for me, guys. Pray for the church. Pray that we have people show up. Like I said, I'm not going to lie, last Sunday it got to me, just having 22 people there. And like I said, that's the least we've had, I think, since I've been there. And, it bothered me. I'm not going to lie about it. So just pray that we have a full house. for you guys that see this tonight, I know not all of you are going to see this on Saturday night. Some of you are not going to see this till Sunday. But if you're seeing this tonight, Saturday night, pray that we have a pretty good turnout for church tomorrow. But starting in Acts chapter 14, verse 11, here we go. And when the people saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying in the speech of Lycaonia, the gods are come down to us in the likeness of men. And they called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Mercurius, because he was the chief speaker. Then the priest of Jupiter, which was before their city, brought oxen and garlands into the gates, and would have done sacrifice for the people. Which when the apostles Barnabas and Paul heard of, they rent their clothes and ran in among the people, crying out. Oh, these people just didn't understand, did they? And saying, Sirs, why do ye these things? We also are men of like passions with you, and preach unto you that ye should turn from these vanities unto the living God, which made heaven and earth and the sea and all things that are therein. They're saying, you're sitting here getting excited about us preaching, and instead of turning to the living God that we're talking about, you're going to do these old things that you was doing. You're going to do these you're going to worship these other gods and all this other crazy stuff. Do sacrifices to fake gods. You all are crazy, basically is what they're saying. Who in times past suffered all nations to walk in their own ways. Nevertheless, he left not himself without witness, and that he did good and gave us rain from heaven and fruitful seasons, filling our hearts with with food and gladness. And with these sayings scarce restrained they the people, that they had not done sacrifice unto them. And there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city, and the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe. And when they had preached the gospel to that city, he had taught many, and returned again to Lystra and to Iconium and to Antioch, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. Now guys, this right here, I'm just going to say this and I'm done. This right here, when Paul was stoned here, and it says that they thought he was dead, and then howbeit as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city. You know, a lot of people say that that they actually did kill Paul, and that the Lord brought him back, because you know when he talks about seeing the different levels of heaven and everything, and I'm sorry guys, I can't think of right now where that's at, but I know I should know that, but I can't think of it right now. That's what Paul saw this while he was dead. That's what a lot of people say, and that sounds right to me. But anyway, guys, I gotta go. This vid's already way longer than I wanted it to be. It's gonna take me all night to upload it, so pray for me, guys. Pray for me and my family, my church, and love you guys. And good Lord willing, I'll be right here tomorrow night. We may be going shooting tomorrow if it don't rain here. We're supposed to get a cold front in, and it's supposed to start raining. So we may go shooting if it don't do that. If it don't rain, I'm probably gonna go shooting. So pray for us on that. You know, you always need to be. You know, you need the Lord's blessing when you're fooling with guns. So I mean, even though they're not any more dangerous than anything else, but when you're going with people maybe that don't know what they're doing and that kind of deal, it can be dangerous. So pray for me, guys. And till I see you again, good night and God bless.